In this video, we're going to take a look at diving right into authentication with Eigrp, and we're going to be doing our authentication in two formats. We're going to start off with our authentication just using regular MD5 here with our name mode configuration. I had to think about that for a second. So we're going to set up MD5 here, just normal authentication, to see exactly how that rolls, and then we're going to slide on over here. And what we're going to do is we're going to split this in half, where we're going to use MD5 here, and then we're going to use SHA over here with named mode, and then we're going to do key rollover here. So we're going to, at a certain point in time, we'll set it for a little ways down the towards the end of the video. We should flip over, so I'll set it for like 15 minutes, and then it should flip over as long as everything is situated and good to go. So that's where we're going to go with that. And then first and foremost, we're going to jump on 16. And one of the first things we have to do here is we have to, since we're going to be using MD5, we have to type in authentication is going to be, mode is going to be MD5, and we have to type in enter, and then the keychain. So he's going to take our neighbors down. And the reason for that is because of the fact that now we're using MD5 authentication. So we're going to type in authentication, and then the mode authentication keychain is going to be Eigrp, and hit enter. Okay, so next thing we're going to do is we're going to jump end and then go to global config. It's a little faster to do it that way than it is to exit, because you're so far into Eigrp process. Type in keychain Eigrp, key 1, key string is going to be Cisco, all caps. So that's what we're going to do there. We're going to do two things. We do a show run pipe section, or include authentication, and key. So that should be all we have to do to get this operational. So we're going to do our keychain. So grab our Notepad document, go here, whack that out, take this information right here, and we're going to take this over to here, and we're going to do a couple things. We're going to do a exclamation point, drop down here and type in router Eigrp 1, type in address family IPv4A1, and type in AF dash, well, IPv4 AF interface gig 1/0. And that's all we should have to type in at the other two locations. So this is what we're going to do. We're just going to copy and paste this in. And keychain is going to be, yep, that's right. So copy and paste this into, what's that, 21, and we're going to end and go to global config. We're going to right click and paste. Oh, okay, I see what I did wrong. Got the O and the U. Right click and paste, and that should be all we have to do there. And then that brings us, we should come back up here momentarily, and we do. And we're going to go to 22, and do the same thing. And config T, right click and paste. And there we go. So that's a quick, easy way to do it. I mean, that took, what, just a couple of minutes? So that's how quickly you should be able to do it. And Notepad will become your best friend, especially when you've got, several routers you have to do this on instead of having to go to each interface. Just set up, like, this is what I call a feeder file. The reason I call them a feeder file is I take this config, so back on router 16 here, you type in what you need to see. So you see the authentication and then the key. So this gives you the key chain, anything with the key in it, and then you're going to get the authentication. So I don't need to see the AF interface. I can manually type that in because I know what the config is. So there you go. It pops it in there. Away you go. Now we're going to do the exact same thing on the remote end. So on, we're going to go over here to this side. But the difference between it is we're going to do SHA1. So instead of doing SHA1, we're going to say, or instead of doing MD5, we're going to do it tells us actually right there. That's what we're going to type in. So we're going to say mode is HMAC-SHA2-256. And that's all we're going to have to type in. And because we're at the gig on these two guys, well, actually we'll make this file here, and we're going to do another file here. But we're going to say the interface is going to be, we'll say fast 2/1, and that's where we're going to be populating this one. So this guy right here will go into routers 19 and 20. So 19, we'll go to global config, right click and paste. Oh, got the wrong piece in there. And just copy and paste this in. Maybe it's just SHA-256. HMAC SHA-256. Okay, that's what I need to type in. Incomplete command. And then the password. Okay, so I don't have to specify a... Okay, when you do an HMAC, you don't have to do that. I forgot about that. So we're going to do... now what we're going to do is we're going to take this out and type in password is Cisco. And we're going to... Actually, let's do... Yeah, that's fine. And we're going to do... jump out of here. I'm going to do a show run pipe include authentication. So this should be all we need to do, and we're going to get that. We're just going to take this guy right here, whack and do this. It's actually right there, so it's we just need to overlay this. And that's all we have to type in. So now we just have to go to router 4, or router 20 I should say, and we can just get rid of this guy, and the same thing with this guy. We'll just take this guy and paste that in, and get that out of here. And then we're going to type in this guy into, well, we don't need that, so we're going to go to config T, right click and paste, and hit enter. That should get our neighbor adjacency back with router 20. Now we're going to take this information right here, and we're going to type this into router 18. And that should be all we have to do there. And it's down now. Okay, so what is up with this? 20. I am named mode, right? Yeah, I'm named mode. So on that interface. So okay, so now we're show Eigrp interfaces. What's debug? Debug Eigrp packet. See what's going on here. Authentication off or keychain missing. Oh, you do have to configure a keychain. Oh, okay. Interesting. Alright. Well, you learn something every day. Okay, so we know we have a keychain missing, so we're going to have to configure the keychain just to make sure we have everything dialed in here. So we're just going to do this guy, and we're going to Control C, grab that in. We're going to go config T, right click and paste that in. We're going to go to 20, right, 19. Exit, 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 right click and paste, and then we're going to go to 18 and do the same thing. We're going to do exit, exit, exit. It's a lot of exiting. Right click and paste, and then we're going to go to 20, authentication off, or let's go to, so it's doing this 19 and 20, so let's do, that's really weird. So let's do this, let's do a debug Eigrp packet. What's that one say? Missing authentication, and that's from 20. Missing authentication from 18 and 20. Well, is 18 saying the same thing? Debug Eigrp packet. So 19 and 20. Invalid authentication. Alright, so let's do you all on all of these guys. 19 you all. And then 20. Alright, so obviously we have a problem with authentication at this point. So we're going to go to global config and we're going to do a or show run pipe section Eigrp. Because we got to figure out what exactly we're missing, which we shouldn't be missing anything. Oh, okay. There's our problem. We don't have anything underneath the AF interface. So on 20, we're gonna do the same thing. Just grab this, go to 19. All right, we have it configured there, and then 18, same thing. I bet you that's our problem. Yeah, see, that's the problem. We're missing it on 20. 19 and 20, 18 and 19 have it. 20 does not. So we'll type in router, and we'll do on debug on 19 and 20. We'll do the debug Eigrp packets on 18 and 20. I want to see when it does flip over. Okay, so we're missing out invalid authentication, so we're going to go to 20 and Eigrp 3 and AF or address family IPv4A1 and AF interfaces gig 1/0. Authentication mode is going to be HMAC. The password. Oh, I see the problem. Cisco. So we should get that. Okay, that fixed that problem, and we should be getting. Let's do a show run or a do show run pipe section Eigrp. So we have this. We're just gonna grab all this configuration right here. Go to 19. Go to global config. Right click and paste. And we're gonna go over to 18. Do the same thing. Alright, so invalid authentication from 19. Why am I still getting that? 19 is... 20 is still getting it. So we're going to say... We're paired with that one, so why are we having a problem with that? There's a statement or a question / comment. Are you perplexed and can't figure it out? No, I can figure it out. I did it so fast that I'm not sure exactly where the problem sits. So if we look at do you all, and we do the same thing on 18, and we do is have a do you all and turn it off. So we're getting in information from HMAC SHA-256 authentication from router 20 on 18. We are it says the key not live. Invalid authentication. Key ID is 0. So let's take a look at show run section key. Key ID should be 1, and it is. Key ID is 1. And let's section authentication. authentication. So let's take these commands here, and we're going to pipe key. Let's see what we got here. And let's look at the outputs. So if you're ever not sure what's going on, I recommend you do something like this and just do a quick compare and contrast, especially if you're not sure. Just do this. That's going to give you your answers pretty quickly as to what's going on. And then this is R19, R20 is the same thing. We're going to do on R19, we're just going to do this quick wackadoo here. Go to R20. We're going to compare notes. Alright, so we have that. Could be the fact that we're using Cisco and Cisco. R19, is that the case? No, that's not the case. Well, it is the case. We're doing big Cisco, little Cisco, and then 18. We're doing the same thing. Let's see. Is that the problem there? We have it in twice. So let's do a show run. Show run pipe section Eigrp. Gig 1/0 on, this is 18. Oh, there's our problem. So, or there's one. So interface gig 1/0, or I'm sorry, router Eigrp 3, address family IPv4, address family or autonomous system 1, AF interface gig 1/0, and no, and we're gonna pull that off. Not that that would make any difference, but so that's gonna be, that's not gonna take care of anything, but if we look, Cisco is going to be the authentication method. So why is it giving us such a hard time? That doesn't make any sense to me. So if we look at, this is 20, this is 19. Look at 20. Same configuration, identical. Other than the fact that we have a key there, we don't have a key set up here. So let's do that. Let's set up a key on all of these guys. So we're just going to copy this configuration in, and actually let's do this. Let's go router Eigrp 3, address family IPv4 A1, and then AF interface. And in this case, we're going to type in on 20. It's going to be gig 1/0. We're just going to copy in this configuration here. I don't think that has anything to do with it, but you know, at this point, I don't know what else to. Okay, 19 formed. The keychain changed. So that did that. And 18. We're going to change it to fast 2/1. And this is 18. Yep, that'll be where we're doing that. And then 19. Okay, that got it. 20. That got it. No. Yes. Yes. Okay, there we go. So now if we come back to this and we do this again, do show run section. Let's actually type this in. Let's do show run section key and Eigrp. Take notes from this, and we're going to learn from it. So we're going to take this and go whack, and we're going to take. So we have this information right here is everything we need to know about our configuration. And so what we have is we have the keychain. Even though nothing actually maps, it does need a keychain apparently. And we have the same thing on, let's go to 19. Right click and, okay, 20, we're going to take this command right here. Go on 19 and do that, and then 18 do the same thing. On 19, we have the same output. We have key one or key string or keychain Eigrp, key 1, key Cisco, and then we're going to do the same thing here. So the key string matches, password's the same, and same thing on 18. Just the interface is different. So okay, and that nets us a win. So we're going to do a show Eigrp, address family, IPv4, neighbors. We have the neighbors, they're up. We're also going to do accounting, and we have good deal. So we have active neighbors, where we have adjacencies, everything looks good to go from there. Now what we're going to do is we're going to, on this section right here, we're good to go here. We're going to flip over, we're going to do MD5 between these guys. There's a question, can you do clear text with the Eigrp? No, you cannot. It does MD5 or SHA1. SHA1 is obviously stronger, and it does 256-bit encryption, or I should say authentication. It goes from there. So we're going to go on to R19. We're going to use the same keychain here. We're just going to type in AF interface is going to be interface fast, or I should say exit out of here. Type in AF interface is going to be fast 2/0. And all we're going to say is authentication is going to be, mode is MD5, and then the keychain is going to be Eigrp. That's all we have to type in. We're doing the same thing over on 20. So let's actually just repunch that in there, and we're going to pull that config out and do it on the other end. So on this guy 2/0, we're just going to do this exact same thing. On 20, we're going to exit out and just punch this in. That's going to get us that. We're going to go to 11, and we're going to go to global config, or actually I should say interface. Let's get rid of some of this other stuff. We'll just type in router. This stuff we can get rid of, and then we're going to do router Eigrp 1, and then we're going to come over here, and at the end here we're going to get rid of all this. We're going to say mode is MD5, and the end of this we're going to say keychain is Eigrp, and that's all we have to type in. We don't need Eigrp here either, because we're going to be typing. We're going to do the exclamation point. If you have never seen that, is going to be bang. So we're going to do the keychain bang, and then we're going to type in interface gig 1/0, and we're going to have this configuration here, and then we're going to do the same thing at the end here. Do this. We're going to type in do a bang, and then interface fast 2/0, and do the same thing. We're going to paste, and that's all we should have to do. And we're going to just copy and paste this information over here onto router 11. So we're going to exit out of here, right click and paste. Oh, that's right, I forgot to mention. So we have to type in IP Eigrp, or the config is a little bit different here. So we have to actually type in IP Eigrp authentication is going to be IP Eigrp. Why is it giving me a hard time? IP authentication mode. Oh, Eigrp 1, and then MD5. So we're just going to copy and paste that in right here. Same thing there, and we're going to do that. We're going to go Control A, Control C, like that out. We're going to go to exit out of here, right click and paste. And of course, we've also goofed up and didn't do. I try to speed things up, and it just ends up screwing me up sometimes. So we also need to do this guy here is going to be mode is going to be, or keychain is going to be Eigrp 1, and then we're going to say the keychain name is Eigrp, and then hit enter. That's what we need to do. and then we're going to, so that's going to bring up the adjacency. We're going to take this and pull that out and do that. It's actually a little cleaner when you do it through the named mode. You don't have to be so specific, because and we're going to exit out of here, right click and paste. Oh, seriously? Of course I would. I want it to just fall in like that. So we should have a, I've only gotten one adjacency up. Oh, there's 20. Oh, 19? 20. Okay, so now we're good. Now we'll jump out and do show, Eigrp, address family, IPv4, neighbors. I would recommend you getting used to doing show Eigrp instead of showing show Eigrp anything is instead of doing show IP Eigrp, because this is the IPv4 format. If you do it this way, Eigrp address family, you have the ability to choose multi-AF mode and do that, and then you get to there. So we can do events or neighbors. That's another thing to look at. We have interfaces. We have those. So it makes things a little bit cleaner. Now the one thing that I want to go over real quick while I'm sitting here is rotating keys. Now if you've never dealt with this, this is kind of can be kind of difficult to work with at first. But the idea behind the key rotation is to make your life a little simpler when you're going through your actual deployment. So we're going to keep this up here. So we're going to be looking at automatic key rollover. Now the easiest way to do this is in classic mode that I found. It can be done on both. The idea, if you do a show run pipe or show run key chain, you're going to get this. And then what you need to do from here is you need to go and go to config T and type in key chain Eigrp, hit enter. We're going to do key 1, do a question mark, and then you're going to go down here. The send and accept lifetime is where this comes into play. You're going to do a send lifetime and then an accept lifetime, and you're going to do this for a particular range of time. So in this case, we're going to just do it for a 15-minute interval. And what we're going to do is we're going to do an send lifetime is going to be, we're going to do, let's do this. Let's do show clock. It is 8:05. It's a couple hours before that. It's actually like 10 o'clock. November 8th. 2014, it's actually a little behind. So what we're going to do is we're going to set this for the send and accept lifetime is going to be send. So we're going to say the send lifetime is going to be local, and we're going to say time to start is 20:00:00, and then the November 8, 2014. And then we're going to hit the time to stop is going to be, you can set it for the duration, how long you want it to last for, the hour, minute, seconds, or you can set it for never to expire. We actually want to see it roll over. So what we're going to do is we're going to set it for, and that time was what, 8:10? Where'd it go? Yeah, right here. So it was 8:05 effectively. So let's set it for 8:15. And what we're going to do is we're going to say the hour is going to be 20:15. That's supposed to be 20. End of the line, :00. So it just gives us a few minutes. We can change the clock time to be a little faster if we need to. And then the month, November 8, 2014. And hit enter. Now, that's just the send lifetime. The accept lifetime can be the exact same thing. So we're going to go to the end of the line, but we're going to do this. We're going to take this out and type accept, instead of having to type all that back in. And then we're going to set the accept lifetime to be 2010, right here, to 2025. Makes it that much faster. Okay, so we're going to hit enter. and then we're going to type in do show run pipe section key. And it takes, oh actually I should have done the, so now we have a send and accept lifetime. So actually let me do this. Let me go back to, let's take, put a 0, make that 0.5. That'll bring it back up. Okay, so it wasn't quite 10 after yet. So by doing that, so that's going to be our range. So now we're going to take this same configuration and do it on the other 3 routers. So we're just going to copy and paste this information right here. Let's actually do show run again to make sure we have the up-to-date time. So that's the up-to-date time, and we're just going to copy and paste this information right here. But we're not going to modify the key. We could change the key if we wanted to. We're not going to do that here. We're just going to grab this information right here. We're going to copy it into 19 and 20. So go to 19 and go to end and config T. Right click and paste. And let's do a, okay, so show clock. This is our current time right here. So we're just going to right click and paste. That's going to give us that. Same thing on 20. End and config T. And we're going to right click and paste. Alright, so now that's going to keep our adjacencies up. Now you want to make sure you're doing this in a way that you're not going to break anything. So whenever I set up time to flip over on authentication is to do it sometime in the middle of the night when you're least likely to have a something blow up on you. So that's when we're going to do that. So now at 8:15 we should start accepting both. So what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to go on 19. I'm going to type in debug Eigrp packet. That's going to give us all these ones that are over here. So we're going to see send and all that. So then we're going to go to 20, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to I can't speed the clock up. What I can do is on our notepad document, I can do a clock set, and I'm actually going to do it here. I'm going to do a clock set, and we're going to do the hour is going to be our minimum time is going to be 2015. So we're going to say 20:16 00, and then we're going to say November 8, 2014, and that's where we're going to copy and paste into our setup. We're going to hit enter, do the same thing on 19, and then the same thing on 18. Alright, so we've updated that. We should get a, if we do a show clock, or show keychain, I'm sorry, 11, not that one, 11. End, and then, so we've updated the clock, and if we do a show keychain, so it's not valid now, and it's going to eventually take over, and we do a show clock. It is 2016, so it's valid now, and if we look and we do a show IP Eigrp neighbors, we're broke. Now why would we be broke? Well, it could be that the other routers are not up to snuff with us, missing authentication. Let's do a U all here and do a show keychain, and it's sending the time, and do a show clock. It is 8:17, so we should be valid now. And the send lifetime is there. This is the accept lifetime. Oh, wait a minute. We should have done this a little bit differently. Let's see where I screwed up. See, I have it all under one key. So you should technically flip over to a different key by having key 2, the same setup. So we are to do a show keychain. Let's do this. Show run pipe section key. I need to tweak a couple things here. So this right here, we need to have a key 2. So we're just going to copy this in and tweak some things. So let's drag this out a little bit. So we're going to have key 1, key 2, and key string is going to be new, and then we're going to have the set and accept lifetime a little bit different. And what we're going to do is we're going to have the accept lifetime is going to be this time. And this is going to be November 8th. So this one's going to be infinite. And then you're going to have the send lifetime is going to be A15. We'll say this will be 2015 right here. And then the end time will be, we'll say infinite. Copy and paste, and then go to 19, go to global config. Okay, so there's the new adjacency. So we're completely, well, we're back up on 18. So 11, oh, that's 18 went down for a minute. So 11 is, so we still have no neighbors there. We're going to go to global config, we're going to right click and paste that in, and then 19, and right click and paste this in, and then we're going to go to 20 and do the same thing. And then we're going to go over and, so there goes all of our adjacencies. Now that's how you fix it. Go to 11 and we do jump out here and do a show neighbors. There's our neighbors. If we do a show IP route, we have routes in there, and we can, let's see here, 18's router ID. So let's go to 18 real quick and add in global config router Eigrp 3 address family IPv4 A1, and we're going to type in network is going to be 10.100.0.0.0.255.255. Going to go to 11, and we should eventually learn 18's loopback, which we do, so we should be able to trace route to we haven't learned it yet. Why is that not happening? We should be learning in all those router IDs. 18 show IP, do show IP interface brief. Yeah, it's up. So why is it not advertising it? Did 19 learn it? That's going to be the next thing. Show IP route. He does not have it. He's got 11, and he's got his own. He doesn't have 20 either. Is 20 not advertising? Show run pipe section Eigrp. I am not advertising. That would be why. So let's go to global config router. Router Eigrp 3 address family IPv4 A1, and then network is going to be 10.100.0.0.0.255.255, and then on 18 I did the same thing, right? Do show run pipe section Eigrp. Yeah, I do the same thing on this side. 11 should be learning in routes. I don't know why it's not working. Let's do a debug Eigrp packet. So let's see here. 18. What can 18 see? Show IP route. And we have 18's loopback. Actually, we don't have any routes. Show IP Eigrp neighbors. Oh, that would be why. What's up with that? So let's show debug Eigrp packet. See what's going on here. I bet you it's an authentication issue. Yep, invalid authentication. So you know what we're going to do? We're just going to copy and paste this information into. We'll grab 19 and we'll take a look at 18. Just came up? No, 18 is down. Key 2 not live. Let's do a U all here. So show run pipe section key and Eigrp. Yep, there's our problem. So we need to copy and paste this guy in here. There's a question, is it likely to see this type of configuration inside the lab? I definitely wouldn't put it past them. I really wouldn't. The reason why we're getting kind of complicated with our config is so that we can see this. Let's go to 11 now and do a show IP route. There's our loopback. So that makes more sense. We're going to do a trace route to this address. And we get there no problem. So that's the authentication for you. That's a little more complicated than it's. I've never seen anybody actually run rotating keys. I've talked to a couple of customers about doing it, but they were. I've actually that's not true. I've set it up once, and for a small church, but they were a couple routers, and they just wanted to make sure that nobody plugged in because anybody could arbitrarily plug anything into their network. And they just want to make sure that they wouldn't form neighbor relationships with people that they shouldn't be learning stuff from. So that's where that's at. So that's pretty much authentication. We're going to get into much more complicated scenarios. You guys should be. Excuse me. I just had a bite to eat, so I'm getting kind of burpy. Going back to our expanded blueprint here, we still have a lot left to cover. So we've done the initialization of it for both named mode and classic mode, and we've just done authentication with MD5, SHA1, and then automatic key rollover. And we're going to keep on going and do some other things. And I'm still writing the lab as we speak, so hopefully that'll be finished up soon and go from there. I hope this has been informative for you. I would like to thank you for viewing.